Namaste, I'm Iris Kuhnlein from the Govardhan School of Sustainability, and today we'll be teaching you how to make your own natural home cleaning products. The reason why it is good to make your own cleaning products is because they are low waste, they are biodegradable, they're completely natural, the ingredients are very simple, you usually already have them in your kitchen, and they will not do any harm to your health or to the environment because we are used to using all these commercial products. However, they have many synthetic compounds and harsh chemical compounds that cause pollution to the environment. So we clean our homes, but then we end up polluting the water bodies, the soil, and causing also harm to the aquatic subaquatic life. So why not do your own cleaning products and have a better health yourself and also not harm the environment? So I think it's very important that we become a little bit familiar with what are the compounds that that can be found in the products that we usually use. And the first of them, which is very common, is the 1.4 dioxane. It is used to produce SLS, which is the sodium lauryl sulfate, which is a foaming agent. It's a surfactant, so it removes the dirt. So the SLS, as well as the 1.4 dioxane, is very common. It's found in nearly everything that foams, from toothpaste to floor cleaners and surface cleaners and so on. And the problem is that it's not really biodegradable. So it persists in the environment, it accumulates in the environment, and then it can harm aquatic bodies, the soil, and be a very polluting compound. It is also known to be carcinogenic, so it can lead to cancer, and therefore it is better to avoid whatever has sodium lauryl sulfate. The other common ingredient that is found in cleaning products are the phosphates. Phosphates, they're very good for degreasing, so it cuts the fat. This is why they are used so abundantly in the products. However, the problem is that they can cause lots of skin irritations, they can cause problems in the respiratory tract, and they can be lethal to fish. So again, we are cleaning our homes, but then we are destroying life outside of our houses. So how to avoid that? Ammonia is also commonly used, but ammonia can cause many breathing problems, and it also builds up in the environment with time. Triclosan is also very common. It is an insect repellent. Many people are familiar with it for that. And it is used in products to kill germs and bacteria. However, triclosan can cause hormone disruption in our own bodies, and it also is very polluting to the environment. In fact, it will kill life in water bodies and so on. So it does kill bacteria, the bad bacteria, but it also will kill the good bacteria. And then we have the phthalates, which are used for laundry powders or all these air fresheners and room sprays. So it is very common. However, it is very toxic to the aquatic life, and it can lead to the infertility of frogs and fishes. So we usually are not really aware of all the impacts of these products, and therefore it is good to get more information of what are we actually using and what are the impacts of these things on our health and on the environment. So it is very easy to use more natural options. In fact, with 5 ingredients only, you can clean your whole house and have a great effect. It will be also cheaper, and it will it will not pose all these risks to your health. So the first ingredient, which is very useful for cleaning your house, is baking soda. Baking soda is also used for cooking. It can be ingested. It is very safe to use. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, and basically it has a high pH. It has the pH of 9. So it is very good for dissolving dirt and dissolving grease. Using baking soda alone can be very effective for cleaning sinks, for removing grease from counters and so on. It is a very effective scrubbing agent without being too strong. So you can just sprinkle a little bit on a dirty surface and remove it with a sponge. It is very good for removing odor from fridges, microwaves, from garbage bins, from clothes, also from shoes. So baking soda will neutralize the odor. It is also good for removing mold. So you can just sprinkle a little bit on a surface where there is mold and then rub it off with a sponge. It is good for cleaning shower heads. So when there is accumulated, dirt or sludge or hard water, you can just sprinkle a little bit of baking soda and it will also dissolve. Same with shower curtains, it will be effective for that. It brightens laundry as well as socks, so it has a slight whitening effect. And it is very good for cleaning marbles. So there are many uses for baking soda, and basically it will neutralize the acids and bases and just cut off the dirt and grease. So this here only is a very effective cleaning product, and I will show you some recipes with baking soda. Then the other common ingredient, which you'll be using a lot, is plain white vinegar. Vinegar also has many different uses. It also cuts the grease. It is good for removing any odors from fridges, from stoves or ovens, and even clothes. It is good for cleaning ceramic tiles as well. So if you want to clean your floor, you can use basically half a cup of vinegar and water, and that will already do a good job on tiles. It unclogs drains. It removes hard water stains, so all these, white stains that can be found in dishes or on the kitchen counter. Vinegar will remove that. It removes also the mineral deposits from shower heads. It removes molds and mildew. It will actually kill the mold. It is very good for cleaning chrome and stainless steel metals. So the tap and all these things that we find that have chrome or stainless steel, vinegar will make them shiny. It is very good for disinfecting cutting boards, so it doesn't let the cutting board accumulate, bacteria or odor. And it is also very good for freshening mattresses and pillows. So if there is if pillows are becoming yellow or if they are starting to retain some smell, you can spray a little bit of vinegar, and the vinegar will evaporate and it will remove the stench and also the yellowness. It is also a great laundry softener. So you can replace your softener with 1 tablespoon of plain vinegar. It helps to kill bacteria in towels also, so it's good for disinfecting towels. It cleans carpets, it cleans rugs. It also removes rust, and it also removes the accumulated dirt from thermos bottles. So if you have stains from coffee or tea, it will also be helpful for that. And vinegar is also useful for repelling fruit flies and insects on your kitchen. So you can leave a little bowl with some plain vinegar on a kitchen counter, and it will help to repel these insects. And if you cooked a meal that left a very strong smell in the air, and if the next day you can still smell what you cooked yesterday, you can boil a little bit of water with a few tablespoons of vinegar, and it will also help to refreshen the air. So this is just a few ideas. Vinegar has really a vast scope of uses. So with these two, you can already do a great deal of cleaning in your home. And then the other ingredient, which is very useful, is plain soap. So this is plain coconut soap. I made this myself, and we are going to give a soap making course soon. So if you want to learn how to make your own soap, you can also be watching our online website for courses. It is very easy to make soap. So this is pure coconut oil soap, and the good thing about it is that it is biodegradable, and it has very good cleaning properties. So pure coconut soap is perfect for cleaning your house, and I'll be showing you how to use it in different recipes. If you don't find coconut soap easily where you live, depending if it is in the northern hemisphere of the globe or the southern hemisphere, you can use Castile soap, which is pure olive oil soap. So usually in the northern countries, in Europe and Northern America and so on, you find it's easier to find Castile soap. So you just replace it for that. In the southern hemisphere, where we actually do have coconut palm trees, we use coconut soap. The other ingredient which is very useful is basically lemons. So lemons are also very acidic, so they also cut the grease, they disinfect, they clean sinks and taps. So if you make a lemon juice, you can take the peel and just rub it on the sink. So it will remove all the dirt or hard water stains. So using the pure peel is very effective. The essential oil of the lemon is in the peel. So if you press the peel against, tiles, your restroom and so on, you'll be getting the antibacterial benefits of the essential oil of the lemon. Lemon is also good for removing odor from plastic, lunch boxes, fridges, and it also refreshes the air. And it is very good for polishing metals. So these are just a few of the benefits of lemon, and we'll be also using it in our recipes. And then lastly, we have the essential oils. So essential oils are very concentrated compounds from plants. So here I have the tea tree essential oil, which is the most beneficial ones for cleaning because it has such strong antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties. 1 drop of essential oil is equivalent to approximately 25 cups of tea of the same plant. So it is very, very concentrated. So we shouldn't take it for granted. And we should enjoy the benefits of the essential oils, especially tea tree, for cleaning our homes. So instead of using these harsh disinfectants, which can be polluting to the environment, you can use tea tree essential oil, as it is biodegradable and it is purely natural. And another thing which is good to use if you want to go fully natural in your home cleaning is the loofahs. So this is a natural vegetable sponge. It is a climber plant. It grows very, very easily. It can actually even become quite invasive. One plant has, one fruit gives many, many seeds. And this is basically, it's a vegetable, right? So when it dries, you can peel it off and use the sponge for cleaning and replace your plastic sponges. Because the problem with these synthetic sponges, usually these yellow ones or green ones, is that they release a lot of microplastic in the water. So this here is a great replacement, and because it has all this spacing between the fibers, it is quite airy, it will not retain so many bacteria also. So this is actually more hygienic. And one plant will give you many, many of these loofahs. So I really recommend you to, replace your plastic sponges for this one and starting to plant this climber plant. They are really great replacements. So these were the basic ingredients which you will use for home cleaning. And now I will show you a few recipes that you can start making on your house, starting with dishwashing liquid. So for making your own natural dishwashing liquid, you will need 500 ml of hot water. So you can take a larger container and just put 500 ml of nearly boiling water. And then you will add to this 35 grams of pure grated coconut soap. So what I do is I take a bar, so you can look for a pure coconut soap bar in pharmacies or in shops. You grate it and leave it to dry for 1 to 2 days. So you make sure that, that it is fully dried. And then if you want to have it dissolving better, you can put it in a processor, but it's not really necessary. Just by grating the coconut soap, it is already easier. So you add the 35 grams of soap to the hot water, and you stir until it dissolves completely. You can also do this on a heating source. So you almost leave the water to boil, and then you add the coconut soap and let it melt. It will dissolve quite quickly. Try to not stir too much so that it doesn't generate too much foam. Coconut soap, it's known for generating a lot of foam, so just stir gently. And you will see it nearly becoming fully melted. And once it is fully melted or almost fully melted, you can add half of a tablespoon of baking soda. So I'm adding half of a tablespoon of baking soda. And the soap, as well as the baking soda, they are alkaline, so their pH is slightly higher. Something to pay attention when you are doing natural home cleaning products is to avoid mixing acid with alkaline products. So on the internet, you will find many recipes where you mix vinegar with baking soda. But what happens there is that they actually cancel each other. So the result from the combination of vinegar and baking soda is water with salt. So in these recipes, it ends up working because you are cleaning something with water and salt. But actually, the effect of the baking soda as well as the vinegar has been canceled out. So try to either make an acidic or an alkaline solution. So in this dishwashing liquid, I will not add vinegar or lemon juice, but it is something that you find in, I think, most of the online recipes. But just keep that in mind to not mix acid with basic. And something interesting that happens if you mix the vinegar with soap is that vinegar will actually desaponify the soap. So the soap will become oil again, and it will become sticky and oily. You can do this experiment at home. It's very fun. However, it doesn't have any good cleaning effect. But it is very common to see DIY recipes with this combination of soap or castle soap, coconut soap with vinegar. But try to avoid that because it just doesn't become effective. And then no doubt that some people may try these recipes and think that, natural home cleaning products don't really work and so on. Well, they do work, but you really need to know what you are mixing. So it's just about avoiding mixing whatever is too acidic with whatever is too basic. The pH of vinegar is around 2.5. and the pH of baking soda is around 9. So it is logic that if you mix them, that they will cancel each other's potency. So now it has almost melted, and I will add 20 milliliters of pure grain alcohol. Pure grain alcohol is not completely essential in this recipe. The reason why we put it is to avoid the coconut to becoming solid again. If you live especially in a colder place, what can happen is that your solution, your dishwashing liquid, may become a little bit thick. So just to avoid that effect, we put a little bit of alcohol, but it is not really essential. So you can also add essential oils. For example, sweet orange is a very nice aroma, gives a very nice aroma, and it also cuts the grease. But it's optional, it's not fully necessary. But if you would do in this recipe, you could add 35 drops of essential oil. So our dishwashing liquid is finished. It is quite thin, but it is very effective. So when you are cleaning, you don't need to pour a lot on a sponge for it to make a lot of foam and to clean your dishes, cut the grease, and so on. Once you have mixed all these ingredients, you can put them in a container. And it is just very important to always label whatever you did. So here I already wrote natural dishwashing liquid. Just be sure that you always write down what is in the container. So this is the recipe for the dishwashing liquid. And now I will show you how to make a surface cleaner. So with surface cleaner, it's also important to keep in mind to do one basic, one alkaline one, and one acidic one. So first, I will do a recipe using soap also. So the ingredients which you will need is 2 cups of water. Then again, you will need some pure grated coconut soap or Castile soap, baking soda, and some essential oil that you would like. Here, in this recipe, I will take 2 cups of warm water. And then 2 tablespoons of grated coconut soap. And you stir until it melts. The surface cleaner is very good for removing all the dirt, all the grease. It can work well in marble and granite counters and stainless steel. And as the grated coconut is melting, you add 1 full tablespoon of baking soda. You just stir well. And in this one, I will add 20 drops of orange essential oil. The orange essential oil helps to cut the grease. It also gives a very nice aroma. In aromatherapy, orange is relaxing. It brings joy to the environment. It's very good for calming children. So it is very good to use essential oils for cleaning your house because you not just get the effects of cleaning and cutting grease and disinfecting, but you also get the aromatherapeutic benefits. The essential oils, they have very small compounds and molecules, so when we smell the aroma, it affects directly our limbic system in the brain. So it affects our emotions, basically. And sweet orange essential oil is good for bringing joy and relaxing. So here I will put 20 drops. You stir well, and then you add in a plastic container. So once you find a bottle, you can use it over and over again. So by doing your own natural home cleaning products, you avoid a lot of plastic and trash. You can also choose for using a glass container. The problem is that in kitchens, it can be a little bit risky because you can slip your hands and so on. So if you have one good plastic container, it's not that bad as long as you use it over and over again. So this is the soap surface cleaner. I call it the surface cleaner number 1. And now I will show you how to make a surface cleaner number 2. Because ideally, you use first the surface cleaner 1 to remove all the dirt and grease. And then on top of it, you use an acidic surface cleaner, which I will show you how to make now. So for the vinegar surface cleaner, which is the acidic option, you will need 1 cup of plain filtered water, then you need 1 cup of plain white vinegar, and juice from 3 to 5 lemons. So this is it. You can add essential oils, but it's not necessary. You just add it to a plastic bottle with a spray head. And this is it. So the vinegar surface cleaner is very good for cleaning basically all the kitchen counters, sinks, floors. This here will also be good for windows and glass and mirrors. It has many multiple uses. So these two, they make a combo which you can use for many things. It is just good to first use, if you want to clean a kitchen counter, you first use the surface cleaner with soap, and then on top of it, to give it a shine, you use the surface cleaner with vinegar. This will remove the dirt, and this here will disinfect and give shine. So now, talking about the floor, the floor also doesn't need much more than soap or vinegar. Basically, to mop the floor, you can use a bucket filled with until it's half capacity of water. so half a bucket of water, and 1 tablespoon of Castile soap or 1 tablespoon of grated coconut soap. You can add 5 drops of tea tree essential oil, and this will be already a great floor cleaner. Or as an alternative, you can use half of a bucket of water with 1/3 of a cup of white vinegar. So this will be disinfecting, will be giving a shine. And if you don't like the smell of vinegar, it usually evaporates in 15 minutes to 30 minutes, so it won't be hanging around in your house. But it's important to note that we do make a transition. So in the beginning, if you are switching from commercial products to natural products, you may be thinking that the smell from vinegar is not so good, or the other product you were using was more effective and removing dirt quicker and so on. But just remember that we do need a period of transition actually to get used to these new formulas. And whenever you think that, oh, vinegar doesn't smell so good, just try to remember of the benefits of vinegar, of the reason why you're using vinegar. Because on the other hand, these multi-purpose sprays which have a nice fragrance, they have synthetic compounds and they are harmful to your health and the environment. So it's just always good to keep in mind, why are you choosing for natural products? And with time, after 1 or 2 months that you're using only natural cleaning products in your house, you actually become more sensitive to the synthetic fragrances. So you become less tolerant. You become actually sensitive to, synthetic perfume and so on, and you will even enjoy the smell of vinegar. So it's all about a transition. It's all about getting used to it. So my recommendation is that you do a step-by-step transition. So you don't need to replace all your products at once, but one by one, try to use more natural options. And then when you will see, you'll have a very low waste natural home. So let's move on to the next recipes. I will show you now how to make a disinfectant. For that, you will need a glass jar, and you will need lots and lots of lemon peels. So we basically fill the glass jar with lemon peels. So this can also be gradual. You don't need to, if you don't have enough lemons to fill a glass jar at once, as you use lemon, and you can slowly, gradually fill a jar. So don't throw your lemon peels away. They will be useful for you to make a natural disinfectant. And then you fill the jar with 1 part of water and 1 part either vinegar or grain alcohol. So here I'm gonna use grain alcohol. This will make a very powerful disinfectant, which it's very useful today in times of pandemic. So this will be killing bacteria and germs and viruses as well. So I will put 100 ml of grain alcohol, because this jar has a capacity of 200 ml. You can push down a little bit the lemons. And then with another part, you just top it up with water until the lemon peels are completely covered. You close with the lid. And so you will have lemons with 1 part vinegar, 1 part water. You can shake a little bit to mix the water and the vinegar or grain alcohol. And then you let it sit for 15 days in a dark place, so away from sunlight. And after 15 days, you'll get a yellow solution. This will be your disinfectant. You can either just filter it directly and start using it, or if you want the most benefits of the peels, you can blend it in a processor and filter it. And this will be a natural disinfectant which you can use in your washrooms, in door handles, in basically all the places where you would use a disinfectant. You can use this natural option which won't be so harmful to your health or the environment. So talking about disinfecting in washrooms, another good recipe which you can use, which is very simple, is for bathroom cleaners. So bathroom cleaners is a very similar recipe to the surface cleaner with soap. What you will need is 2 cups of hot water, and then 2 tablespoons of grated coconut soap. Or if you don't have coconut soap, you can use 2 tablespoons of Castile soap. So let the soap melt nicely. This bathroom cleaner is very good for removing the mold, the sludge. It also removes hard water stains. You can add then 1 full tablespoon of baking soda. And then we will add the essential oils for more potency, for more disinfecting potency. So here we will use tea tree essential oil, which is antibacterial. It kills germs. It kills also virus. It kills fungi. So we will use tea tree. And we will also use eucalyptus. Eucalyptus leaves a very nice fresh smell. And it also is antiseptic, and it also beneficial for the respiratory tracts. So it gives a very nice aroma to your washrooms. So instead of mixing the essential oils on this container, I would just put it in the container that will be permanent, where I'll be keeping the bathroom cleaner, and I will add essential oils directly on the container. Because the essential oils, if you add them directly here, they may be sticking a little bit to the container. So you don't want to waste any of the precious essential oils. So I would just add it directly to the bathroom container. So once you put it on the container, you can add 30 drops of tea tree essential oil, and 20 drops of eucalyptus essential oil. And this is it. And you can clean your whole bathroom or washroom with this simple solution, and it will give a wonderful smell also. You can shake a little bit, and this is pretty much it. So now I will teach you how to make a laundry powder. This laundry powder is very effective, but it will not give that as much foam as a commercial laundry powder, for example. But it's good to always remember the reasons again. Commercial laundry powders, they usually have sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, and that is a synthetic foamer. And this is the one that is not biodegradable, and it's toxic and polluting to the environment. So it is good to remember why you are choosing natural home cleaning products. This recipe is very simple, but it will be very effective. It will clean your clothes. It will remove stains, especially for white clothes. It's very good. It's also whitening. And it will remove also the grease. So it is an effective recipe. It will just not produce as much foam as a commercial laundry powder. So all you will need is around 200 grams of grated coconut soap, and I will put it directly on this pot. So the coconut soap will help to remove the dirt and the grease. And then you will need around 100 grams of borax. Borax is sodium borate. It also helps to remove the dirt, to cut the grease, and it is very commonly used for laundry powders. It is like a small white crystal. It's a naturally occurring mineral, and it already usually is used in laundry powders. But with this mixture, it will be a completely natural powder. So 100 ml of 100 grams of borax. And then, same amount, you put 100 grams of baking soda. Baking soda is also helping to remove the dirt. It's also dissolving stains and grease and so on. So once you put all these powders in a pot, you just shake well until it's thoroughly mixed. You can use it for washing machines, or you can also use to clean clothes in a bucket of water. It is, the portion is from 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons for 1 laundry load. So it is as simple as that. And if you want to replace softener, like mentioned before, you can add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. So this here is a natural option. It will be as effective, and it will also not be causing so much harm to the environment. So now, talking about room fresheners and air fresheners, I will show you how to make an aromatherapeutic spray. It is with essential oils. And essential oils, like mentioned before, they not only have a chemical effect, of cleaning, disinfecting, and so on, they also affect our mood and our emotions. So it's very interesting to use them for air fresheners because besides leaving, a nice smell in the air, they will also affect how people feel. Here I will be using lemongrass essential oil. It's very common and very affordable. And lemongrass essential oil has very calming effects, but it won't make you sleepy. So it is tranquilizing, but it is not a sedative. It is also stimulating concentration of the mind. It makes you more alert, but it is calming any anxiety. So lemongrass essential oil is very commonly used in spas and so on. It does have this nice calming smell, and we'll be using this one today in our recipe. So in this recipe, we will need 60 ml of pure alcohol. It can be grain alcohol or rubbing alcohol. I prefer to use grain alcohol because it is fully natural. It comes from grain. So this is pure ethanol. So 60 ml of pure alcohol. And you add that to a spray container. And then you add the essential oils directly on the alcohol because essential oils, they don't dissolve in water, just oils or alcohol. So to make sure that it won't be separating because we're adding water, we add it straight to the alcohol. So here I will put 40 drops of lemongrass essential oil. So you can give it a nice little shake, and it will have completely dissolved. And then you add water. So here I will be adding 40 milliliters of filtered water. If you have distilled water, that is better, because distilled water is pure H2O, so your spray will be lasting longer. It will expand the shelf life, but filtered water is also fine. So when we add water to alcohol, it becomes slightly cloudy. And this is it. So this is a very simple room spray. You can use also eucalyptus. It's very good for the respiratory tract. You can use lavender, that is very calming. The combination of lavender and orange is very calming for children. It helps also with a good sleep. If you want to disinfect the air, you can make a room spray with tea tree essential oil and oregano essential oil. Oregano is also very known for killing virus, so that is also helpful. And peppermint is refreshing. It is also cooling, especially in hot summer days. So it just takes a little study of aromatherapy. So it's a vast world of aromatherapy and a vast study, but I really recommend you for making your own natural room sprays. And now the final recipe is a mold remover. For cleaning mold and killing mold, you don't need also any harsh chemicals. Basically, the vinegar will also be already be very effective against it. So for this recipe, we will use vinegar. We will use a little bit of water, and we will use tea tree essential oils again. So here I will make 100 ml of a mold remover, and I will put 70 ml of plain white vinegar. And add it directly to a spray bottle. Then I will add 40 drops of tea tree essential oil straight to the vinegar. So the essential oil doesn't completely dissolve on the vinegar like alcohol. Alcohol is really something else. However, it's still better than adding it straight to the water, otherwise it will be separating. So you mix it a little bit, and then you add 30 ml of water. Give it a nice shake, and your mold remover is ready. So you can just spray this in mold and mild dew. You leave it for 5 to 10 minutes, let it act, and then you can just remove it with a sponge or a cloth. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can always get in touch. And we have a manual where all the recipes are nicely described. And I really hope that you feel more inspired to start making a transition to a more sustainable lifestyle. Thank you very much, and namaste.